for debate, but generally the view is that anybody who is dependent akin to the employee could be regarded as a personnel. So an independent person would not be regarded as other personnel. ICO is an unrelated party, and therefore, while TP may not be applicable, we can presume that there are arm's length dealings between the two. Is there a PE for FCO in India? Is there a place which is available at FCO's disposal? Is there a place of business of FCO in India? So here it is ICO which is doing its own business. Maybe it is ICO's business which is indirectly facilitating, contributing to the success of FCO. There may be a locational saving advantage, there may be a cost saving advantage. All those benefits will go to FCO, but that's a transfer pricing issue, that's not a PE issue. So, here it is ICO which is carrying on its own business, and therefore, generally, FCO would not be regarded as having PE in India. But then the question that you have is that personnel/employees are visiting ICO for quality control, and we are not told how frequently they are coming and visiting and what is the depth of quality control that you have. And before I go to the two extreme scenarios, let's also take note of the fact that in most treaties you have a preparatory auxiliary exclusion available in respect of a situation where goods or merchandise belonging to the foreign enterprise is kept in India solely for the purposes of getting it processed through other enterprise. So in case of a toll manufacturing arrangement, this preparatory auxiliary exclusion also plays important role, but mind you that preparatory auxiliary exclusion is in respect of maintenance of goods or merchandise or products solely for the purposes of processing through others. So now, three aspects here. What could be the two alternative scenarios about the employees of FCO coming to visit ICO? It could be a sporadic visit. There could be a quality control situation where ICO is told that some expert agent, expert quality control check will come to your premises, or you send samples to that person will report to FCO, and FCO will remotely monitor the quality control. So it doesn't come to India, and therefore the place is not at disposal, and therefore PE will not trigger. Take another extreme. Because of US FDA regulations or because of some global practice, FCO will never delegate toll manufacturing work unless FCO is permitted to have 24/7 vigil, and some employee comes and looks at the every aspect of the matter, and you are told that one or the other person will always be stationed at your premises, and in the cases of crisis management, maybe we will send a team of 10 people to ensure that you deliver in time. Now this fact pattern, it creates place at disposal. There is a business conducted because it's a quality control. If direct manufacturing is not covered because of a preparatory auxiliary exclusion, will you not apply that exclusion in such a situation? You can't apply the exclusion because exclusion, as I told you, was applicable only for maintenance of goods or products. It's not applicable to the maintenance of a place of business. So in a situation where a foreign company comes and supervises this work, in a very detailed manner, it carries on a core activity from a place of business in India, and therefore it triggers PE. So that takes us to the last of the case studies which we have, and Yes, please.
On this case study, there seems to be another dimension.
Yes.
See, supposing that this ICO is manufacturing wholly and exclusively for the FCO, then in that case, whether it will constitute an agency PE.
Yes, it's a very valid question. Agency P can also come in, because as we said, agency P need not be for the purposes of sales. But sir, you need to take into account that he can become economically and legally dependent. But then you need to satisfy one of the conditions. Does he have authority to conclude contract? So normally the toll manufacturer will not have authority to conclude contract. Is he delivering goods? Here the brief to us is that he is going to take back goods to USA or to the jurisdiction of foreign company, so there is no delivery happening. Is he securing order? Again answer is no. But in the treaties where there is a specific inclusion for those people who manufacture or process goods on behalf of the foreign company, there is agency P. So if I go back and take you to this slide, and if you see the last extension, last alternative extension, we have treaties like Italy, Switzerland, Kuwait, where a person who is manufacturing or processing goods in India for foreign enterprise, he can trigger agency P. So you need this entry for trigger of agency P, otherwise the agency P will not be triggered.
But in case he is actually manufacturing for himself as well as for the foreign company, that in that case it cannot be an agency.
Then he is not wholly and exclusively dependent on that. But then that's an analysis relevant for determining his economic independence, his ability to diversify. It's like our genie, who if he is with me, will serve me. If he is with you, he will serve you. So he has ability to diversify and serve anybody. So he is an independent person. So that analysis is only for his economic and legal independence.
Thank you.
Sure. So I think we will very quickly run through this DP situation where we have nuances related to agency P. So here we have an ICO which is serving M&E group, and we have here front-end functions performed by ICO because it is into the pre-sale activities of liaising, prospecting, demonstrating products and the technical nuances, and it conveys to the customers standard terms of the contract. In case of major projects, employees of respective group company would come down to India, and we are also told that ICO has its own trading activities, and a service fees from the group is constituting about 25% of the overall turnover. Now, can agency P issue need to be evaluated? Answer is yes. In fact, he is doing front-end functions. Is he independent? Not independent? You need to look at the factual aspects of it. The fact that there is a trading activity and the service fee is just 25% and the turnover of the other items is 75% is a strong indicator that he could be economically and legally independent. Does he have authority to conclude contract? Because, and there are two aspects here. The standard terms of contract are provided. And question is whether provisioning of standard terms would amount to authority of concluding contract. Answer is that merely because standard terms are provided, it is not likely to be regarded as equivalent of authority to conclude contract. Easy order securing agent, again, will depend on the facts, but if we go by the meaning that securing has to be in a manner that the other person is told that now be assured, our foreign enterprise will supply to you goods on these terms, then maybe it is securing agent. And here comes another aspect, that the employees of Indian company would participate in the meetings which will happen with big clients. Indian observation on OECD model is that mere participation or remaining present also amounts to conclusion of contract. Now that particular position or observation is far too aggressive and may not be correct. And friends, with this we have 10 more minutes to very quickly take the update on digital economy. And here is a drone which amused us in the beginning and gave good ideas to our colleagues of transporting the speakers, and maybe the next is the turn of participants. But Santa Claus here is feeling jobless, or at least the reindeer of Santa Claus are feeling jobless, and it's being substituted by the drone. The business is ever growing, with today's news being that eBay India is investing 100 plus million in Snapdeal, the retailer. Rutvik and our President sir did talk about various formats of business, and what Drone or Primer did was a digitization of the tangible economy. So it was a physical product which was getting delivered in an efficient manner. And if you really look back, even as a children we would have filled the slip, sent postal order. When we go to any flight, we are told that you can order the things. So catalog ordering or a postal ordering or tele shopping, these forms we have seen. So maybe what drone is doing or what Primer is doing something which is efficient and a faster way of doing what has already been done. But a greater challenge of digital economy is lying for a soft merchandise, because earlier books, music, etc. came on CD, and now you really have to just do a click to get all e-products like music, software or e-books, etc. So far as OECD commentary is concerned, it's very clearly stated that a server is a physical equipment most likely to be regarded as an automated equipment, triggers P provided it carries on core businesses. Website, which is an intangible thing, and very unfortunately intangibles do not have place in this fixed place PE, that a combination of software and data, which is a website, does not trigger PE. Indian observations are that in certain circumstances, website can create PE. Respected Pramod Kumar said that this Indian observation is ambiguous, and in any case we have seen the observations are not likely to be binding. We also have another observation that an enterprise can be considered to have a PE by virtue of hosting a website on a particular server at a particular location. In BEPS plan, OECD has already identified a challenge that do the rules need to change. We have been talking about it, HPC talked about it, Pramod Kumar talked about it, and I think there is one consensus is that perhaps these PE rules are not fit for equitable taxation of a pure digital economy, and there is a strong need to change the rules. But unfortunately what we hear is from the OECD head of the tax policy and administration is that digital economy could not be defined for the purposes of creating a new special kind of jurisdiction. So they are finding this to be a challenge. Way back in 2004, AR dealt with digital economy. It was a business standard report which a Spanish company was marketing through DB India, done Restri. It was not pure digital because Indian company was taking physical print and was giving it to the Indian customers. AR say that this is pure buy and sale arrangement. It is not agency relationship and therefore there is no PE. In Galileo, Delhi tribunal said that a centralized reservation system which is getting operated through a travel agents in India for online booking of air tickets is creating PE. In Right Flores, we are told that amount which is paid to search engines like Google and Yahoo, which is more for website, does not trigger PE. And in eBay, we are told that retail trading platforms, virtual platforms that you have, they do not create PE for those entities. So far as this international judicial rulings are concerned and which are provided, the net result that you have is that server, even though fully automated, is likely to trigger PE. And the only surprise that we have is the recent Spanish ruling, where even website, country-specific website, was held to be creating PE. Friends, with this, let me say thank you very much, and if there are any questions, we'll be happy to answer. Thank you.